Okay, so for today, we're going to discuss week 6, which is Karnaugh Map or ang tinatawag po nating K-mapping. So learning outcomes natin. So pag sabi nating learning outcomes is what can we learn about this module by the end of this day or by the end of this discussion. So ano yung makukuha nating knowledge or mapupulot nating knowledge. So number one is plot a function in a Karnaugh map. Next is to obtain the minimum sum of products or products of some form of a function and incorporate don't care conditions in obtaining the minimum SOP or POS form of the function. So these three are the learning outcomes that we can have after we discuss the Karnaugh mapping. So by definition, Karnaugh mapping is a simple way to minimize Boolean functions. So Boolean functions kasi tend to become lengthy and mahaba. So para magkaroon tayo ng minimization of them, so gagamit tayo ng Karnaugh mapping. This is a graphical approach. So mostly you would be using tables and graphs to visualize Boolean functions. A table or diagram of squares, each square represents a minterm. So minterms of a function are marked as 1 or 0. And yung squares natin na magkakaroon ng 1 value, so ang tawag natin doon are the implicants. Then marked square are grouped together or combined to arrive at the simplified expression. The number of adjacent squares combined must be in the power of 2. So here we have a sample for a two-variable key map. So it requires 2 raised to n squares, being that n is the number of variables in the function. So in figure 1, you have here a two-variable k-map. So paano po tayo magkakaroon ng k-mapping? So first is since siya ay two variables, automatic siya ay 2 by 2 squares. So plot nyo yon. So yung values natin here, so ito, yung x natin would be marked as 0 and 1. Okay? So yun yung mga x values natin dito. Then dito naman sa y part natin, so that is y. Then ito yung 0, ito yung 1. So we have here the minterm naught or yung m naught natin, m1, m2, and m3. So that is your minterms. Okay? So pag sinabi natin here na meron kang x prime, y prime, so ibig sabihin po nun, yung value ng x mo is 0, yung y prime mo is 0. Okay, doon naman sa M1, so we have here, yung x po natin ay 0, so that is x prime. Yung y po natin, ang value is 1, so that is y only. Okay, so that is, sa M1 natin, meron tayong x prime, y. While sa M2 naman, again, value ng x natin is 1, so that is x only. Pero dahil 0 yung y natin, so that is y prime. Then M3 natin, so parehas 1 ng x and y value natin. So check nyo, dito siya magmi-meet dapat. So siya ay xy. Therefore, so pupuntahan natin yung equation natin or original equation. Sabi, imamap natin siya. So yung map ng isang function, so ang function natin daw is x prime y plus xy prime plus xy. So saan mo makikita si xy prime? So dito, di ba? So lagyan natin siya ng 1. Then xy prime, so dito. Then xy here. Then figure 3 natin, so gagawin natin is i-encircle natin lahat ng may function or lahat ng may 1 value. So meron tayo ditong f is equal to xy prime plus xy prime plus xy. So dito, bibilugan natin yan. Pwedeng bilog, okay lang, no problem naman tayo dyan. Okay? Then two variable k map, so one square is equal to one minterm or yung two literals natin. Two adjacent squares, so that is equal to one literal, and four adjacent square, that is equal to 1. So yung binilugan natin here, okay, so yung binilugan natin here is equal to the function xy prime plus xy is equal to y multiplied to the quantity x plus x prime equals to y. Okay, so iniwalay nyo lang yung y natin here. So redistribute natin siya. So y is equal to x plus x prime. So ang value ng x plus x prime again is 1. So y times 1 is equal to y. Then here, sa kabila naman, meron tayong xy prime plus xy. So, ang gagawin ulit natin is ihiwalay nyo lang yung x. So, dahil magkakaroon ka ng x na nakahiwalay, magkakaroon ka ng y prime plus y. So, yung y prime plus y is equal lang din naman yun sa y plus y prime. Wala namang pinagkaiba yon. So, that is x times 1, which is equal to x. So, here we have a 3-variable K-map. So sa 3-variable K-map, you have here 1 square is equal to 1 min term, which is 3 literals. Then 2 adjacent squares, which is equal to the 1 product term with 2 literals. 4 adjacent squares, which is equal to 1 product term with 1 literal. And 8 adjacent squares, which is equal to 1. So here we have a sample for a 3-variable K-map, which is figure 5. So sa isa nating dito sa may ating y-axis meron tayong x. Okay, so x0, 1. So yz naman meron tayong 0, 0, meron tayong 1, 1, and 1, 0. Okay. So yung ating values here is same as the application lang natin kanina. So yung 0, 0 natin, so since siya ay 0, then 0, 0, so lahat siya ay may prime. So x prime, y prime, z prime. So yun yung value ng m naught natin. Then dito sa 1 naman is meron tayong 1, 0, 0, therefore siya ay x, y prime, z prime. So sa m1 naman, meron tayong value na x prime, y prime, then z. Then sa M5 naman, we have X prime, Y prime, and Z. So si M1 at si M5, kung mapansin nyo, wala dun sa taas niya na value, pero by deductive reasoning, so alam natin na yung 0 natin is, di ba, prime. Then yung Y natin is prime, so that is 0, 0. Then yung Z natin is 1. So that is yung YZ natin dito, anong value niya? 0, 1. Okay, so hindi lang siguro na ilagay dyan, pero 0, 1 po yung value. Then dito sa ating baba, sa M5 natin, you have x, y prime, z. So siya ay, again, ano yung x natin? Y, which is walang prime. Then 0, then which is may prime. Then z, which is 1. Okay, so again, yung nasa taas niya is 0, 1. Then next is 1, 1. So ano yung x natin? That is 0. Ano yung ating yz? That is 1, 1. So siya, ang value lang niya is x prime yz. Then dito sa M7 natin, so since lahat siya ay 1, so therefore x, y, z lang siya. Wala siyang prime. Then sa ating M2 here, so dahil ang value natin is 0, 1, 0, so siya ay x prime, y, z prime. Then dito sa M6 natin, ang ating value ay 1, 1, 0, so siya ay x, y, z prime. So dahil dyan, imamap na natin siya. So ang ating function daw is xzy with the summation of terms at 0, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay? So saan yung 2, 3, 4, 6 nyo? 0, 2, 3, 4, 6. So hindi nakalagay dito yung pinaka-equations mo, pero you have the summation of 0, 2, 3, 4, 6. So saan mo siya ilalagay? Sa 0 here, sa m0 or 0, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay? So lalagyan natin yon ng mga mark or ng mga 1. So pag may nakita kayo na 2, na dalawang magkadikit na 1, so bibilugan nyo yun. No? So bibilugan natin ito dito, then ito, and ito. So for variable K-map, so for variable K-map natin, so ay i-maximize natin siya using the variables Wx and Y and Z. So sabi dito, 1 square is equal to 1 min term, 4 literals, Then 2 adjacent squares, 1 product term with 3 literals, 4 adjacent squares with 1 product term with 2 literals, 8 adjacent squares with 1 product term with 1 literal, and 16 adjacent squares which is equal to 1. So, iisa-isahin na natin siya. So, para maintindihan ulit natin yung kung paano kayo magmamap, no? So, okay. So, sa 4x4 naman, ang WX natin, respective value ni W ay 0, respective ni X ay 0. So, siya ay 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Then 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay, so by mapping, imamap nyo siya na lahat ng 0 is dapat prime. So, dapat ang arrangement niyan is W, X, Y, and Z. So, ibig sabihin po noon that is W prime, X prime, Y prime, Z prime. Okay? So, pag may 1 na value dyan, hindi nyo lalagyan ng prime. So, para matandaan nyo na lang, pag may 1 kayo na equivalent, so wag nyong lalagyan ng apostrophe or ng prime sa taas. Okay? So, doon nyo lang siya hindi lalagyan. Pero pag 0, lalagyan nyo ng apostrophe. So, ganun lang po siya hanggang makarating kayo ng dulo niyan. Okay? Hanggang matapos nyo yung 4x4 nating K-map. So, prime implicants and essential prime implicants. So, yung prime implicant natin by definition is a product term obtained by combining the maximum possible number of adjacent squares. Essential prime implicant, the prime implicant that has least one square that is not covered by the other prime implicants. So, yung ating prime implicant is nakukuha natin pag nagko-combine po tayo ng adjacent square. So, yung essential prime implicant naman po is yung hindi nako-cover ng ating prime implicant. So, simplify daw natin. You have here 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14. So, lahat ng may number na dito, lalagyan natin siya ng 1. Okay? So, lalagyan nyo siya ng implicant na 1. So, try nyo daw na magkaroon ng Karnaugh mapping for that. Kung ilan po yung mabibilugan yung function. So, product of sums simplification. So, place zeros in the squares that are not included in the function. Combine zeros into valid adjacent squares, much like combining the ones. The simplified form gives the complemented function f prime. Obtain the complement of f prime to give back the function f in the product of sums form. So, don't care conditions natin, mean terms of the function with unspecified values. We don't care what values these mean terms take. Functions with unspecified outputs are called incompletely specified functions. Marked with X in the map, so it can be 0 or 1, may be combined with adjacent squares with zeros and ones if doing so will produce simplest expression. Okay? So, yun yung don't care conditions and product of sum simplification. So, dito sa ating example or sample exercise, so all you have to do is make sure to encircle all adjacent squares po. No? Okay, so by following yung tinuro ko. So, I hope that you understand week 6 of Karnaugh mapping.